In due course, the Romans appointed a man to rule Palestine on their behalf. His name was Herod, and he wasn't a Jew by birth. His family was Arab, from Idumea, though converted to Judaism. Herod had no particular love for the Jewish people nor their customs. What he did have was a lust for power and a desire to build the greatest monuments ever witnessed on Palestinian soil. Here, on the Mediterranean coast of Palestine, Herod built one of his greatest projects, a vast new harbor using the latest in Greco-Roman technology.
The purpose of this vast, ambitious enterprise was to give Judea a large port, which would enable Herod to profit from the booming global economy of the Roman Empire under Augustus. The Jewish historian Josephus tells us that Herod's engineers dropped huge blocks of stone straight into the bay, thus creating a vast breakwater which would shelter the Roman cargo ships.
In Samaria, the ancient capital of the northern kingdom, Herod built another Roman city from scratch. Perhaps in an attempt to atone for the massive influx of pagan influence, Herod then decided to expand the Second Temple in Jerusalem, the center of Jewish worship and cultic sacrifice. He created a vast platform on top of Temple Mount. The Western Wall in Jerusalem, which today is the holiest place of Judaism, is in fact one of those mammoth Herodian supporting walls. The huge temple complex was accessible through two floating staircases, each supported by arches. A small portion of one of these arches, known as Robinson's Arch, is still visible today. In the late 1960s, archaeologists also uncovered the monumental stairs that once led to the double gate on the south. Passing through the vast outer courtyard, worshippers first entered the Court of Women. This is as far as Jewish females were allowed to go. From here, the Nicanor Gate led to the Court of the Israelites, where the temple stood, and where priests performed animal sacrifice on a large altar. The temple was still under construction in 30 AD, when Jesus visited the temple with his apostles, and it would not be completed until 30 years later, shortly before its destruction by Roman forces.
But we have to ask ourselves, how was Herod able to afford all this magnificent building activity? After all, Palestine had no gold or copper mines like North Africa, no silver or tin, no surplus of export quality wine or olive oil like Greece, or any of the rich timber of Lebanon. It had no capital resources to speak of, with one exception, the agricultural bounty of Lower Galilee.
Herod had discovered the wealth of Galilee while serving as its governor early in his career. Once Herod had been invested as the king of all Palestine, he knew where to get the money to feed his lust for glory: the farmers of Galilee.